Hello again, Minecraft fans. I showed you last time how to set up, install Feed the Beast client to play Minecraft with the Direwolf 20 mod pack plus a few extra mods that I like. So now, it's time to show you how to set up the server. The server is a way to get multiple people on together more easily than well, also basically I like it because it runs even when you're not connected to it. So things like chunk loaders can keep your machines running when you're not even there, which can be kind of awesome. So run your Feed the Beast launcher, make sure Direwolf 20 pack is selected, and click this download server button. That's gonna launch a browser and grab you the zip file with the Direwolf 20 server. And we'll have to make the same kind of changes we made to the mod pack here on the server. So the next is get onto your server. We're going to be doing it on my own personal Linux server, which is running some version of Fedora. I forget how old it is, but we'll go with that. So get to your server. I'm running it off this user named Simon. So the first step is to make a directory to put your Feed the Beast in. I'll call it FTB. And get in there. And now you want to unzip that file. So I didn't click my download server button because I already did it. Because you don't want to sit there and watch things download any more than I do. So this is where I put the file. There it is. So let's unzip that right here. So there's a bunch of files. Now we're going to copy in most of the mods that I did last time. What we're not going to do is Optifine and Matmos because those are actually client mods. We don't need them on the server. So in that Minecraft directory, we're going to start with Power Crystals Core, and that goes in Core Mods. And then we got our other ones. Advanced Machines into Mods. Let me just make this a little wider so it doesn't wrap. Previous line was wrapped, but you'll be able to see the rest of it a little better. So that was Advanced Machines. Now we want Mine Factory Reloaded. And Power Converters. So we've got Power Crystals Core goes into Core Mods, which you can remember because it has Core on the name. And then Advanced Machines, Mine Factory Reloaded, and Power Converters all go into Mods. Now we're going to edit the config files. So this is going to work the same way as it did before, except I'm doing it through the Unix editor VI. So we'll start. We'll just do it from here. So we're going to do thermal expansion first, just like before. COFH thermal expansion config. What are we looking for? We're looking for ore generation. So that's fun. You can type a / and your search term to search in here, and then use the N key to go next. Just going to arrow down past those. And there's our copper ore. Hit insert to get into insert mode. Make a change. So copper and tin turned off. Escape gets out of insert mode. Colon brings up the command prompt. W for write, which is like save, and Q for quit. Enter. There we go. That's been changed. Next is forestry backpacks. There it is. And we're going to go to the miner backpack. What? Kind of jumped on me. Oh. Right, so it's wrapped, I guess. So after 245, 246, and 247. So again, that's our tin ore and copper ores from Industrial Craft. Now I'm going to do one I didn't actually show in my other video because I didn't have it on my wiki page yet. I forgot where this was. But we're going to edit the code chicken core config file and set persistent lava to false. I find it really annoying that you can take the source block away from lava and there's still lava hanging around. That doesn't make any sense to me. So setting this to false makes it work like water, where if you take the source away, it will eventually all flow away, so you won't have it anymore, which is how I like it to work. So that was new, but the rest of this you've seen before. Also notice that if you're not familiar with Unix, it's case sensitive, so you do actually have to type the capital letters as capital letters. Also, I'm using the bash shell, which is pretty common in Linux, and you can just use tab to complete a file name. So, industrial craft, we're looking for quantum leggings. Turn this off. Oops. Forgot to hit insert. So that's turning off boosted sprint. Turn off, or yeah, show our UU matter episodes recipes. Turn copper on and turn tin on, and then sounds. Sounds I think are a little further. There it is. Sounds are on. Escape :WQ enter. Okay. Then inventory tweaks. I'm not sure if this is necessary here because this is probably a client change, but I'm going to do it anyway just for completeness. Key sort inventory is an accent key. And mistcraft. Page down to the instability, and poison surface gets turned off. There it is. So that's our config changes. So now we're going to create a script that will actually run this. Whoops, I'm still in config. So first take a look at what's here. Not so much, which is fine. So we're going to create a file called ftb, which is going to be the script that'll start this up. It doesn't exist, so VI comes up with an empty file. Then we're going to use the screen command, which is basically going to let this run as a background thing, so I can close my server window. I forget what -dm does. I think that might. Oh, that's daemon, so that won't actually jump us into the screen. It'll create a new screen. -s is the name of the screen, so I'm going to call it ftb. And then the program we're going to run is Java, and we'll give it some arguments that deal with the memory settings. So I'm saying maximum 3 gig, minimum half a gig. And then which jar file we want is ftb server.jar and no GUI. I think the no GUI is an argument to ftb server. I'm not sure if I actually need that, but that's how I do it. So just that one line is good. Now we're going to make it executable. So that's with the chmod command. 755 is our com spec, so 7 means read, write, and execute for the owner. And then second is group. We're going to make that read and execute, and then third is everyone is read and execute. It's a octal representation if you're familiar with number systems. And the file we just made. So now we can run that. Since it's not in the path, we have to start with dot, means where we are now, /ftb. And that's not going to do anything on this screen, but it really did do something. We can jump into that screen, because it opened up its own screen in the background, with screen-r and the name of the screen. So this name matches what I put in the ftb script after the -S. and make sure you do a capital S, that is case sensitive. And here's all this crazy stuff that you might have seen from the Feed the Beast launcher if you hadn't turned off console yet. So this is going to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's still got a bit to go, so we want to wait for this all to finish. This is actually generating a world for us. Notice it's preparing a spawn area, but we didn't give it any properties. Like, we didn't get a chance to set the name of the world or set the seed if you want to do that. We also didn't set anyone as an op. I like to set myself as an op in case I need to do something. Like, for example, there's an item in Mistcraft that lets you fancy up your books, but there's no actual recipe for it. So you kind of need to cheat to get one of those in, and you need to be an op to do that. So we'll wait for this to finish up. Okay, so now it's done. It'll do a bunch of this preparing spawn area thing, and then you get portal gun, and then the last message, once you see this info std out loading NEI, you're pretty good. This warning, Minecraft can't keep up. Apparently my server's doing something else right now, and it thinks it's a little busy. So this means we're all set. So the first thing we're going to do is stop the server by typing in the stop command. Now that actually finished off the process that screen was done, so that's what that screen was handling. So now you see screen is terminating, so we're done with that. So now we're going to actually clean up what it created. Take a look, it made this world directory here. We don't want that. We don't want our world called world. So rm space -rf world wipes that out. See, gone. No more world. And then we're going to edit the ops file and add my Minecraft username to make me an op. I've only added one op to here. I think if you want more than one, you can put the other ops on lower or separate lines. Just hit enter and add another one. And then we want to change server properties. So this is where you get to set your world name. Come down to level-name, that's the world name. So it says world right now. We're going to change that. Again, hit the insert key to go into editing mode, and we're going to type a name. I'm going to call this one Han Solo. You can put in whatever you want. Also point out, notice the server port, 25565. That's the default Minecraft server port. You're best off leaving this at the default port. But keep in mind that if you've got a firewall set up on your server, you need to open this port. Also, if you want to play with friends over the internet, you might have to open it up or forward it on your router or whatever other kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into that detail because it kind of depends on your router setup. There's also level seed, so this is the seed that you can enter. I'm going to put one in for my world, which is going to be Han Solo FTB. Why not? And then the only other thing that I deal with in here is at the end, MOTD. So that's for message of the day. This is going to be a short little description that shows up in Minecraft's multiplayer section. I don't want it to just say a Minecraft server, so we'll say misterhaan solo server. There we go. Again, escape to get out of edit mode, : for command, WQ for save and exit, or write and quit if you want to have it make more sense. Okay, so now when we start it up, again with /FTB, it'll look like nothing. It's going to go through all that work. We can actually join it up again to see what's happening. So again, R is like -R means like reconnect, and FTB is the name. So there it is, doing all the loading again. We'll wait till that's done. And there it is. It was much faster this time. I don't know what was happening to it last time. So we can stop it right here. And there we go. So now if we look, we no longer have world, but we do have this Han Solo directory, because that's the name we gave the world. And if we look inside there's all that great stuff. So if you're so interested, you can take the stuff out of here and move your world around. I may provide downloads of this in a zip file for anyone who's interested in checking out my world, assuming that I do actually start a video series where I'm playing this, because I've seen that Direwolf 20 actually does that every 10 videos, and I think that might be a cool thing to do, is provide some world downloads in case anyone wants to play with what I'm playing with. So that's pretty much it. Whoops, I don't want screen. That's already done. So we can start it up again, and I'll show you how much faster it goes once everything's been created. Get back into it. Oop. Helps to spell screen correctly. There it goes. And it's done. So notice spawn area only showed up once because it's actually generated everything. So it's ready to go once you see this line right here, apparently. So now I can actually launch Feed the Beast, and once it comes up, I can go to multiplayer and connect to this server. Alright, so here we are, multiplayer, and I've actually already added this. So here it is. We'll look at edit. So type in whatever you want for server name and server address. You can put in an IP if you've got one that's internet. I put in the server, the actual name of the machine, because it knows the machine. And also, then you don't have to see my IP. Haha. This works because it's local. So there it is. Then all I'd have to do is hit join, and I would join the server. But I'm going to get a clean copy of the server before I actually start playing it. So that's all we see for now. Although one other option. So here's the screen. If you needed to look at it and then want to quit but leave it running, instead of typing stop, you can hold down Control and then hit A and then D. So now you've got detached. Another neat command to see if it's running, screen-ls. There's a screen named, this is like process ID or something, and .ftb is the name, and it's detached. So that's showing all the screens that are running for this user. So we have just installed and set up and shown that the Minecraft client can see this FTB server compatible with the client we set up. Provided, of course, that you also make that code chicken core change to make the lava flow differently. If they're different, I don't think there would be a huge issue. You might get set on fire by lava you can't see, or be able to walk through lava that you can see without getting set on fire. So that's it. I'm going to pack up this world and maybe start playing on it. See you next time.